It's y'all fault. It's what y'all wanted. This what y'all wanted. Red chill. I don't know who Baby Z's is.
In section 7-1234.02 of DC Code, you use the phrase child welfare involved birthing people. Child welfare involved birthing people. Can you explain to me what this means?
It's no surprise to many that for a lot of us in the last election, many of us couldn't go all the way over to the other side and vote Republican. And what we were hearing from the people that we traditionally voted for and the Democrats just wasn't it. So, of course, it was the couch for 2024. And when you listen to this kind of discourse, you can understand the conflict as to why so many of us who usually vote Democrat just couldn't do it this time.
Child welfare involved birthing people. Can you explain to me what this means?
I'm not that familiar with that part of the code.
Okay, and so you don't know. In section 7-1234-02 of DC Code, you use the phrase justice involved incarcerated and homeless birthing people and their non-birthing partners. Can you explain to this committee what that means?
I would have to see the whole section.
You don't know. You're literally the mayor of DC and you don't know your own code of laws.
As a person who has voted Democrat for basically my whole life, at least until the last couple of elections, it's infuriating listening to a Democrat Party that is obsessed with these inclusive terms, especially when a black woman mayor of Washington, D.C., she is mainly representing black people. And in that district, they need access to health care, they need good education, they need people that need access to good jobs because they've gotten laid off. You have guys that need better representation in family court. Instead, there's all of this conversation about this stuff that doesn't really matter. I don't care what you call women. I need better laws, better representation, better access to what we're paying taxes for. And they've lost sight of that.
One thing we noticed the DC Code struggles to define is the term woman. So Mayor Bowser, what is a woman?
I'm a woman. Are you a woman?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I'm a woman. You're looking at one.
Okay, good. You actually, in section 3-703 of the DC Code, you use the phrase, the intersectionality of gender and race to create unique dynamics and effects. Can you explain what this means to the committee?
Where is that, ma'am?
Section 3-703 of the DC Code. Do you know what that means? No, you don't know what that means. So you're the mayor of DC and you don't even know your own code of laws. What is a birthing person?
I would assume it's someone who gives birth.
All right. Why don't you use, are these women, are these moms? Do you think it's appropriate to call them birthing person? Can a man birth a person?
Well, that's what I would call it, but I don't write all the laws, and I'm not familiar with every section.
Can men get pregnant?
No.
Can men become women?
Can a man become a woman?
Yeah. Can a man become a woman?
Miss
yes
Mace,
or no? Can a man become a woman? Yes or no?
Miss Mace.
The problem with this conversation is that when they're talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we have a black female mayor of Washington, D.C. that's talking about intersectionality, the boots on the ground issue is that there are an overrepresentation of black men incarcerated in this small district. And so why is the elected representation not focusing on trying to fix this problem of the constituents instead of worrying about all of these words and terms and trying to be inclusive? Because these are the people that need help the most. Of course, there are some people that want to think that black men are inherently evil and this is what we deserve. But a good number of these men just got caught in the system. And one way to get caught in the system is arrears in child support. And so when guys from other cultures start saying, you guys need to man up and do X, Y, and Z like a real man, they don't understand that you could get here very easily, especially as a black man.
Don't cry, Diddy. It's okay.
Thank you.
We don't have a problem with this being the case. We take pride in this. As men, we take pride in this. We take pride in our ability to take care of. We take pride in our ability to be responsible for, to be the one who solves problems, who bears the burdens. We take pride in that. Whereas the red pill movement complains about it, and acts like it's unfair and so forth. You actually have a problem with being a man. You actually have a problem with the burden of masculinity because it's a burden to you, not something that you're proud of, rather than being proud of the fact that you're the one who can bear the burden. You're actually trying to inculcate in men weakness and feminine qualities, and no offense to women, but the feminine qualities of not wanting to share the responsibilities and so forth, rather than taking pride in the fact that you're able to take responsibility and to take care of people, in the people over whom you have authority and responsibility.
While in theory this makes perfect sense, what he's saying, I don't think you'll find a stand-up man anywhere on the planet, including America, that would have an issue with this line of thought that he has, his logic. But the issue is not that men don't want to take care of a woman and his children. The issue is that that woman can, whenever she feels a certain way, weaponize the state against that man. And any well-meaning that that man wanted to portray in terms of being a protector, provider for that child and that woman, that can evaporate with one call to the family court.
Hey, hey, hey! Look what I just got! Long time coming! I don't laugh right!
Want to put your baby daddy on child support? Yep, he be having another around my kid. He be calling me a bitch every day. Do he do for the child? Yeah, but he be calling me a bitch every day. Disrespect on me. All right, hey bro, how much money you be paying a month for the baby? Bro, I don't even know, like a whole lot. Like I pay for the daycare, I pay for clothes, shoes, all kind of shit, bro, food, all kind of shit. If you do all that, why do you want to put him? He got another girl and he called me a bitch every day.
Yeah, I want to deposit a check. A child support check. It's a beautiful day today. Beautiful day to receive child support.
And I do it alone. He literally pay for everything. But if a man can't talk to me the right way, he can't be around my baby. No, that ain't how it works.
Yep, it's y'all fault. It's what y'all wanted. This what y'all wanted. Red chill. I don't know who Baby Z's is. I don't know who Cutie D's is. But y'all dead ass wrong. Y'all so wrong. I don't think God can make it right.
Bro, keep doing for the baby. Anything change, I'm gonna put you on child support, but until then, you good, bro. Okay, tell her I'm good. Ma'am, he good, no child support. Oh my God, I'm a single mom, I do this alone. Oh my God.
You know, I wouldn't be me if I didn't have a White Claw to this. So, cheers. If you ever could take any advice from me, put your baby down on child support.
You want to be the one who can carry the heaviest weight. When you're at the gym, you want to be the one who can bench press the heaviest weights. Yeah. The biggest bench press or deadlift or what have you. You want to be the one to do that. But when it comes to responsibilities, you don't want to be the one to do that. Why? When the one is not actually an indication of your masculinity, but the other is. If you can bear all of the responsibilities, you can bear the psychological struggles that men have to go through in order to take care of their families, you can bear that without any of the anxiety or the stress or the turmoil that goes on in your struggle touching your family. Yeah. That's something that a man is proud of. You want to keep all of everything that you're going through completely apart from your family.
This, in my opinion, is why it's important for us as citizens of Earth to understand other cultures. If you come from a culture where you essentially know that the law of the land is going to protect your relationship with your kids, you can think this way. But if you live in an area where your significant other can wake up one day and say, I'm bored, I met somebody else, I want to go find my happiness, eat, pray, love. Oh, and by the way, I'm taking the kids and you can't see them anymore. And worse yet, I'm going to raise the kids in the way I want to raise them. Then this doesn't work, at least not anymore. And even the levers of government have come to understand that we got to do something, because otherwise guys aren't going to sign up for this.
The number of murders in Washington, D.C. is an embarrassment. The amount of crime is embarrassment. Now, I guess the thing is what we're doing to solve it, and we just heard 4 experts apparently on the topic give their opinion. I sometimes, when I'm back in my district, which is not Washington, D.C., do ride-alongs with local police, local sheriffs, local police, what have you. And I ask them what the causes of crime, and almost uniformly they talk about the breakdown in the family and how families are not as strong as they once were, is how they're not fathers in the family. And I think if you look at statistics, which are hard to find, on the background of people committing crimes, you frequently look at what I would describe as weak families and fatherless families.
This is Mr. Glenn Grothman, a representative out of Wisconsin's 6th District. Culturally, we are probably about as far apart as can be possibly imagined. But when he's talking about simple things like, I'm hearing that most of the families don't have fathers in them. And he's talking to a panel of people in Washington, D.C., telling him we need $800 million in funding because we're doing X, Y, and Z. And he's saying, yeah, but when I talk to the people that are policing the district, they're saying the biggest issue is that the fathers aren't there. What is your response to that? As a voter, a black male voter who sees the need to have the father in the home while you're seeing young ladies celebrate getting child support checks as winning, and then people from other cultures saying all you have to do is be a man, it just doesn't add up. So why wouldn't someone who has voted Democrat his whole life not listen to Mr. Glenn Grothman basically speaking facts?
Nevertheless, 4 of you in your prepared statements and talked about what we're doing to reduce crime. Not one of you mentioned the decline of the role in the decline of the role of the father in the family over the last, it's been just getting worse over the last 60 years. I'd like to ask you, are any of you doing anything to try to keep more fathers at home and being mentors for these kids? The vast majority of murders are committed by males. Are you doing anything along the line to get the fathers back in the home?
Congressman, let me answer that by saying and I know that I focused a lot on our law enforcement efforts, but we commit to and invest in a lot of prevention efforts as well, from incredible and effective funding of our public schools to our...
Yeah, I only got 5 minutes. We
Yes,
got to
to
address
our-
the topic. What are
Yes.
we doing to get fathers in the home?
Well, sir, we take the position that we support families in whatever form they come in, and we make investments that the government is responsible for. Great schools, great health care, safe streets.
Mr. Jackson, could you want to try to answer that question? Are you doing anything?
Yes,
Talk about the
a
importance.
major priority for funding for community violence intervention programs focused directly on mentorship with young men. In D.C., we have a program called Pathways. We work directly with those who are most at risk, and it's about everything from not just preventing violence, but how to be providers and protectors in the home.
Well, are we doing anything to make sure that a higher percentage of children born in the district are born in families in which there's a father in the home? Are we?
Now, explain to me, as someone who has voted Democrat for the entirety of my life, why there are no Democrats that sound like this. Now, can I go all the way to the other side and vote Republican? I'm not ready to do that just yet. But come on. I mean, this is a guy from Wisconsin, a Republican, and he sounds like the most sane person in the room. These kids are bad. Where's their dad at? And you're talking about all of these other things. We include all types of families, and we're doing mentorship programs. Yes, can the kids see their father? And they're dancing around the question.
Are we doing something to address that problem, which to me is the big problem? And again, we have these hearings on crime, and none of the witnesses seem to be addressing the root cause of the whole problem.
If I can, that $812 million that was terminated by the Trump administration cut community violence intervention programs. Many of them do precisely that. So if that's a priority, we should be funding, doubling down, and scaling out that work.
I'm not sure that's true, but any of the other guys, Mr. Schwab, are you aware of anybody doing anything to talk about the importance with Washington's youth of having a dad at home when that child is born? Is anybody
Simple, isn't it?
addressing that problem in the city?
Every day, all day, sir, people are talking about how do we strengthen the family, how do we strengthen communities for young people, how do we make sure that young people have role models, family members, and others. Let me mention one other thing that's important from the work that my office does that doesn't make a lot of press. But one of the things we have a responsibility to do is do child support enforcement. And we know
No,
that
that's not the problem. The problem
non-custodial-
is we don't need a guy paying child support or having his wages garnished. The problem is we need a guy in the home. So what are we doing about getting the guy in the home?
We're trying to make sure in the enforcement of our child support rules that we are lowering the friction between non-custodial parents and custodial parents
Okay,
so that
so-
kids raised in the home have
So we're
both
not
parents
addressing the
engaged.
problem. Okay, thank you.
I can't think of anything more heartbreaking as a father who loves his son than to see his son taken away from him and then being socialized into this new woke agenda that essentially tells him to be anything except a masculine man. And then you put the man on child support to make things even worse.
Don't cry, Diddy. It's okay.
For any of the people wondering why there is a growing number of black men who are looking at the Democratic Party sideways, this gentleman wanted to be a father. I don't think there's any doubt in that in the way he's crying here. But for whatever reason, the mother of his daughter saw it fit to separate him from her and put him on child support, which put him at the threat of going to jail. Does he look like he did not want to be a father? No. But of course, if the narrative is black men are deadbeats and black men aren't good fathers and it runs through the media and it takes a representative from Wisconsin, 70-year-old Republican, to see the issue, that there are a lot of black men that want to be fathers. But the problem isn't that black men don't want to be fathers. The problem is that the environment has incentivized having a child and turning the child into a paycheck. Is it all women? Of course, it's not all women. Is it most women? I don't think so. I hope not. But it's a lot of women. Because it's so tempting to say, I would rather just get the check, get the money, just like you heard the 4 people on the panel from Washington, D.C. If you just give us the $800 million, we can make it work. But there's no amount of money that can replace a dad. As a heterosexual black male who has voted Democrat for the duration of my life, it is refreshing to see my family values being represented, even if it's by a 70-year-old white man, Republican from Wisconsin. I don't really care about where he's from. I care about my family values being represented. And if the Democrat Party can only offer non-binary and intersectionality, and we're going to do all of these other things except find a way to not make child support a substitute for a father, I just can't rock with that. And you can see that he's fed up, but a growing number of black men are fed up. And if they don't get their act together, they're never going to get the mojo back. And I'm talking about the Democrats. Because there are too many men that are fed up watching their kids, and more specifically their sons, getting fed into this, whatever you want to call this woke machine, instead of growing kids that can contribute to society and the world. Get your act together, Democrats, because that couch is going to look tempting in the next election too. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.